Hello, good morning, and welcome to this nighttime taste challenge. I have two single malt, 40% alcohol Scotch whiskies. This is Jura Journey. Well, it was called Jura Journey back when I bought it, but it was renamed, I think it was last year, but I'm not sure of the date. It doesn't matter. They don't say on their website. It was renamed to Jura Bourbon Cask. Okay, it's from Jura Distillery. The reason they renamed it is because I don't know why they did it. Journey was a pretty cool name, but they decided to emphasize what it is. It's aged in bourbon, ex-bourbon casks. Alex says, good morning, Ronnie. Clinking the mugs. Good morning to you, Alex. Thanks for watching this very early morning taste challenge. So this one I got for $22 even at Total Wine & More. And then the price went way up after I bought it. I don't know if it was mispriced or whatever, but I didn't ask. I just bought it. Yeah. This one is called Trader Joe's Highland single malt Scotch whiskey rum cask finish. So it's aged in ex-bourbon barrels, just like the Jura Journey, but it's finished in rum cask. And it's from the Highlands, and Jura is from the island of Jura. Tommy Carroll says, good morning. Louisiana Whiskey Reviews, have a blessed Sunday. Same to you, Tommy. Hold on a second. I was thinking my friend David might want to review the Trader Joe's yesterday, but he smelled it and he was like, oh, it doesn't smell like it'll be a good whiskey. It smelled like a cheap whiskey. So he didn't want to try it. So we did a mezcal, the Vida Puebla, which is, I guess everybody loves that one. He loved it too. And then he's got a Vida mezcal that he said I could try it one day. I'll probably buy it one day because I'm trying to. My plan is to buy all of the Vida mezcals. All right, so Trader Joe's, yeah, it's a private label. It's procured by Hamish Robertson, an independent bottler, and they do the work for Trader Joe's and put their name on it. Trader Joe's was started in 1967. I don't think they had branded whiskey back then, but they might have. I doubt it. A lot of places can't even get alcohol at Trader Joe's. No beer, wine, or liquor. Some places only can get beer. But at our local Trader Joe's, we have two local ones now. There's one in New Orleans that I would like to visit. I haven't yet visited it. That one, I assume, sells beer, wine, and liquor. So $17.99 for that Trader Joe's. Very unusually cheap. And the Jura, yeah, like I say, you're not going to get it for $22 now. It's not a possibility. I don't know what they're selling it for. I've got a few stores here in Chicago open at 5 a.m. Really? They don't sell liquor, beer, wine, or liquor in this parish till 6 a.m. Used to sell it 24 hours, but they had a lot of problems with fights and things between the parish. The sheriff's office noticed it was usually between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So they banned all beer, wine, and liquor sales in those 4 hours, 2 to 6 a.m. And then they said the trouble kind of seemed to stop. So the daiquiri shop, they have to close. All the bars have to close at 2. Well, I mean, they could stay open. They just have to serve soft drinks and coffee. I guess they couldn't, but I don't think that's why people go to the bar. Enjoyed some Trader Joe's Oktoberfest beer. Oh, brewed in Germany? I'm going to have to check that out. I know they used to have one from California. Late night seems to be a problem sometimes. Yeah, like a lot of times. They're both amber. One is a little darker, but I don't know which one it is. Might be the Jura. Jura is a small island, Scottish island, and it's like sort of considered its own class of whiskey. You got Isla, then they say Jura, Highland, Lowland, Speyside. Okay, I'd be surprised if Trader Joe's could win this battle. I have gotten it wrong twice, though. I think out of 5. That's not a good start. Happy to be off of work today. Yeah, me too. Back to work tomorrow. Brown. No, just bread crust. I guess white bread crust, which is brown. Okay, it smells kind of typical. Not picking up really any bourbon, but that's kind of usual also. The bourbon, it might be a barrel that's been used 10 times. This has got that weird caramel candy aroma, which I think is coming from the rum cask. I don't know if that's a good idea to finish Scotch whiskey in rum cask, but I'll show you all the website. But that is tipping me off that it's probably the Trader Joe's. American Bourbon Cask. They reformatted their website. They got a new bottle design, label design. Sorry, the bottle's the same bottle, just put a different label. The series now they call it the Cask Edition series, and that's why they redid it, because they brought different casks, and they already had the bourbon cask called the Journey, named it to American Bourbon Cask. Or they don't need to call it American Bourbon Cask because bourbon has to be from America, so redundant. They must have gone to the Office of Redundancy office to get that. Mature American bourbon barrels for a fresh and fruity finish with layers of ripe citrus fruit, vanilla, and salted caramel. I'm going to tell you right now, I never noticed any of those kind of things in it. They say low on citrus, low on vanilla. Oh, I'm sorry, high citrus flavor, low vanilla, low caramel. Then you can view the taste and notes. And, you can look at that as you feel fit. I'm not going to go through that. But listen, they've got, rum, bourbon and rum. Be adding more. Probably they will. These companies like to do that. They'll add mezcal, tequila, rye, whiskey cask, sherry cask, Marsala cask. So they'd probably be adding more to it, I would think. Nice. You get the oak barrel. I don't know if you could sit in a chair and think, oh yeah, that's definitely bourbon. I know it's that kind of barrel. I mean, yeah, I know it's bourbon because it says it right here on the bottle. Even when it was called Journey, that's what they were touting, those Asian bourbon barrels. So tastes more like regular Scotch than anything else, just like standard. No peat, no smoke. Okay, some Scotches are peaty and smoky. This is not. So if you're one of the people, and there are many out there, which you have a right to be that way because people have personal preferences. But if you don't care for smoke and peat, this would be one for you because it doesn't have that. It's not a feature of the product. Trader Joe's isn't bad at all. Well, let's see right now. I don't think it's bad. I gave it a good score. I don't know. I'm not in love with that caramel candy, raisin taste, molasses flavor. Sometimes, let me be honest, sometimes you do a whiskey, it'll start off tasting great. Then you keep trying it, it sort of declines, I've noticed. As I get used to it, maybe my opinion changes and the score tends to drop. It's no big deal, it just happens, Can't worry about it. So I think that's the Trader Joe's. Not too thrilled with it at the moment. The Jura, yeah, good, solid, nice oak bite to it. The whiskey itself is not bitey, it's just that oak bite to it. Overall, it's smooth, medium body, dry finish, you'd say. Yeah, not too sugary. I mean, whiskey in general is kind of sugary, I find, like sugar water, but this one's less of that. Definitely worth the $22. Don't know what they're selling it for now. I'm going to guess $29. No, I'm going to say, yeah, $28.99. Let's look at Total Wine. They may not even carry it anymore. They had bottles over $100, some of the Jura bottles. Because, it's like any liquor company, you got levels. Got the introductory level and then the really high hat, expensive stuff. That shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Bourbon Cask, in parentheses, Journey. They're letting you know it's a rename. $28.99. Hey, I didn't cheat either. I just guessed. So it did go up $6. They got the 12-year, which is $53.99. The 18-year, which is $114.99. That's the one I saw that was so sky high. The G&M, I don't know what G&M is. G&M CC Isle of Jura, 26-year, 1997 vintage, $229.99. So you could really put your bank account under stress with that, I guess. Some people would say that's nothing for whiskey. I buy $300-$400 whiskeys all the time. Well, that's good that you do that. It's your money, and if you can afford it, there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people really can't afford those kind of prices. I mean, I could afford it, truthfully. I just don't want to buy it, I paid $226 even plus tax for that Johnny Walker Blue Label. Yeah, it's great. Probably the best blend of Scotch I ever tried, but it wasn't worth $226. I'm afraid not. Just wasn't. And you could see the disappointment on my face when I did my solo review. Didn't hate it, obviously. It was a 99.5 out of 10, 95 out of 100. It just wasn't, to me, worth, if you want to say the hype, yeah. Most reviewers love it. You get a few kind of snobby reviewers, they'll ding on it, like, this stuff's not even good. It's like, come on, it's definitely good. They're probably angry about the price. Well, yeah. So, yeah, now if you're bringing the price into consideration of it, then you have to think about that. All right, so I'm calling it, this is the Jura. I hope I'm right. Yes. I didn't have much doubt on that. So that puts me at what? If I counted right, I got to recheck. That would put me at 4 wins, 2 losses. Not that good of a start, but I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, obviously, but I have a feeling that I'm going to get it right for the rest of the series because I'm kind of getting used to that weird, not wonderful, as I'm learning, caramel candy, weird golden raisin flavor, molasses flavor. So I just think that's what's going to happen. I've got Glenlivet 12 coming up. I can't see Trader Joe's having any chance against that. I got the Glenlivet Founders Reserve. I can't see it challenging that. The Glen wrote this 18-year age. Nah. Glenglassaugh Evolution, which they don't no longer produce, aged in Tennessee, ex-Tennessee whiskey barrels. And since it's owned by Brown Forman, as well as a famous Tennessee whiskey company, I think we know whose barrels that is. The only one I could see it winning against coming up is the Glen. What's the name of that stuff? Glencullen, yeah, Glencullen, which is a real place. There's a real valley in Scotland called Glencullen. Although I'm sure the whiskey has nothing to do with it. They find these names and they use them on the label because it sounds Scottish. But that one hasn't been too great. It's 10-year age too. Speyside aged 10 years and it's still kind of boy. And I paid only $20.99. They had it on sale at Albertsons, but I didn't think it was that great. And I looked at the reviews on distiller.com and they didn't think it was that great. So I just think it ain't that great. But of course, not terrible. Anyway, the clear and present winner, Jura Journey. Still worth the $28.99, but I'm glad I only paid $22 even. I don't hate the Trader Joe's. You know what it kind of tastes like? kind of tastes like a Danish, like a fruit-filled Danish, like because it is sugary, like a raspberry Danish. You say, well, that's bizarre. I know. I mean, if you like a raspberry Danish or a blueberry Danish, you might like it. I don't think Scotch is supposed to taste like that. But on the other hand, look at all the crazy and bizarre tasting notes they'll put for these Scotch whiskeys out there. And I mean, a lot of times I don't find they taste like that. What did I say the doggone Jura was supposed to taste like? Let me go back to the tasting notes. Citrus. I know what citrus fruit is. I got some citrus growing on those trees next door. I don't see that. Vanilla, I can see from the oak. I can kind of see vanilla. Caramel. I guess you could convince me of it, but the citrus, I don't know. I'm not a professional taster. I never claimed to be. So well, I don't see it, but they have professionals working for them. That's what they do. That's their job, tasting. Well, tasting whiskey, and they would know more than me. All right. Well, I would have to defer to the company. Well, y'all take care and go check out the news, see what's happening. And everybody have a good Sunday and a really good week here as September starts coming to a close. Got a ways to go. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.